President Trump promised to secure the border, and he's delivered. More than 200 days into this job, we have achieved operational security at the border. 0 illegal immigrants were released into the country in May, June, and July. History has immortalized Babe Ruth's called shot in the 1932 World Series. The New York Yankees legend extended his arm toward the center field bleachers, then crushed a home run to the spot where he pointed. It was an iconic, seemingly impossible moment. President Donald Trump, like Ruth, called his shot in the 2024 presidential campaign, saying that you don't need 8 years, you need 6 months to turn our nation around. 7 months into his second term, it's clear that the president has done what he said he'd do by reestablishing law and order at our southern border and by removing violent illegal immigrants from our nation. Both actions were necessary for Americans' peace and prosperity. President Trump called on me as Secretary of Homeland Security to deliver on his promises. The best way to do that was to let law enforcement uphold our laws, to get out of their way, and to put excellence at the heart of everything we do. More than 200 days into this job, we have achieved operational security at the border. 0 illegal immigrants were released into the country in May, June, and July. In fact, 1.6 million illegal immigrants have left the United States under President Trump's leadership. Across the country, we are cracking down on vicious criminals. More than 3,000 members of Tren de Aragua and 600 known or suspected terrorists have been arrested. As a result of that success, Americans' lives have improved significantly. Job gains, for example, are now going to American-born workers instead of workers here illegally. As a result of immigration and customs enforcement's actions, illegal immigrants are exiting the labor force because they are either being deported or voluntarily departing. As they go, more Americans are finding steady and gainful employment. In fact, the American-born workforce has seen an increase of 2.5 million between January and July of this year. Customs officials collect tariffs at record pace. Tariffs have brought in more than $150 billion in revenue so far in 2025. In fact, the Trump administration collected a record $28 billion in tariffs in June, only to have that record broken by more than $29 billion in July. More businesses are now opening shop in America to avoid tariffs, and American businesses are turning to domestic companies for goods, services, and products. All of that contributes to the job growth and wage increases we have seen in recent months. Another reason our economy continues to surge is because it's safer to do business here. Under this administration, 70% of arrests by immigration and customs enforcement involve illegal immigrants who have been convicted or charged with a crime. These arrests and deportations are contributing to the drop in crime. Since President Trump returned to office, homicides were down 17% in 30 cities through June compared with the same period in 2024. Applicants increased for ICE jobs. One of the things I'm most proud of are the examples set by DHS agents across the country who are keeping us safe. As a result of their heroism, more Americans are signing up to defend the homeland. Since July, about 100,000 U.S. citizens have applied to join ICE. Why? Because their confidence has been restored in the American government, our heritage, and the future. We want men and women who want to defend the nation's borders, our culture, and the American way of life. In the new golden age of America, the Department of Homeland Security is making life safer for American families and communities. And by enforcing our immigration laws, we're helping to create well-paying jobs for American workers. A key part of the president's economic agenda is the use of tariffs as both a negotiating stick and to raise revenue. Customs and Border Protection is responsible for collecting tariffs at the border. Under my leadership, CBP was prepared for the president's new tariff policy with a remarkable 99% success rate in collecting this revenue.